Yay! If you're still relying on luck and running away from angry dinos, you're not taming, you're gambling. Taming should be safe, stress-free, and guaranteed. I'm Loren, and I'm going to show you how to build 3 very simple and beginner-friendly traps. Use these traps and you will become a master tamer in no time. So let's get into it. You could use this first trap for land or flying dinosaurs. So you are first going to want to start by placing some dino gates right after each other. You do not want it to be on snap mode or else it'll look something like this. You want to put them pretty much right after each other but keep a gap. You don't want them to be right after each other because this is actually where you're going to shoot the dinos. I usually make them just big enough that I can run through. It doesn't have to be perfect and they don't have to be straight after each other as long as there isn't a gap for the dinos to get out. You can also build a version of this that could catch Rexes and Gigas just by making them in a behemoth version. Now, I prefer using 4 dino gates. You can use more or less. I don't recommend less than 3, just because it makes it very hard to trap the dinos inside. Now, you're going to want to place at least 1 dino gate. You can place another one. I am not showing that version just because I don't use that one as much. It is definitely a cheaper version though, so if you're going for cheap and easy, that is the way to go. Now, if you are using that version, you do want to make sure you can actually run through these gaps. So now that you have your dino frames down, I am using pillars to block off this entrance just because it makes it easier to run away and have the AI just trace you straight through. Now you want these a decent way apart from each other and build it all the way up as far as you can. Depending on how far you built them, this could be 6 to 8. Now you have a fully functional trap. Now just make them chase you through and shut the door and you've got it trapped. Now let's look at our second option. For this trap, you are going to want to place 4 stone foundations right next to each other. I don't recommend using wood due to the fact that it can break. So now you want to start by placing stone doorways. You could keep the top on or off. I'm just using them off and put them all the way around. So now you're going to want to decide which way you want the ramps facing. So the goal with this trap is to basically have the dinosaur run up these ramps with you, and you and the dinosaur fall into the trap and you go through the doorways to safety. And that's your trap for land creatures. Now for the third trap. This trap is primarily used for Argentavises, but hypothetically could be used for other dinos as well. So you want to start with your dino gate, and you want to make sure the doors are facing out. Now you are going to want to place some pillars all the way around it, leaving only a little bit of gap for you to run through. And I would only make these maybe too high. You could place your pillars like this. I personally do not use this way, but it could hypothetically be used. I prefer making it a little closer just because with ceilings on top of it, it makes it very easy for your Argentavis to get out. You want to make sure the pillars are on all sides, but still leave a little bit of a gap. Then you want to place your ceilings up. You don't need a whole lot typically. I only typically use 2. This is a very flexible trap and can be made in very different ways. And there is your very beginner-friendly Argent trap. Pro tip, I do recommend testing out the doors first, especially if you're going to have the doors facing inwards like this, because you might not be able to get out, depending on how you made it, and then you'll just be stuck in there with an Argent, and that is no good. So these are your 3 very simple, very beginner-friendly dino traps. I hope this guide helped you guys become absolute taming masters, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!